Canada does not admit political refugees from the United States. The word refugees has a certain connotation. I might have gone with another word, but I think it's fairly accurate because if you're a political refugee, you are escaping a country's government. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Shawn and Matt Show. My name is Matt, that is Shawn. Welcome to our show. Shawn, Thursday, October the 1st, the first day of October. You know what I say on the 1st of every single month?
What do you say, my friend?
Rabbit, rabbit.
Really?
I believe it is a South Korean good luck charm.
Rabbit, rabbit.
You say it on the first day of the month, and
good.
You have good luck. So
thanks.
Rabbit, rabbit to you, sir.
Rabbit, rabbit to you, my friend.
Did you watch the debate the other night?
I did watch the debate. What a train wreck.
Yeah, was it
both? Doesn't matter who you're voting for. It was a train wreck, in my opinion. I mean, that was just not the way debate should be held.
Shouting match.
It was stupid. There was nothing accomplished in that, and I really feel bad that either one of them are like kind of our president, right? I mean, like, it's just whatever, but we got to vote. So there's probably a lot of people that are like, what are we going to do, right?
What are we going to do? The state of 2020, the state of the United States was pretty much summarized in that debate. Very disappointing. But in today's episode, what if you were thinking about moving? And not just Arlington to D.C., Arlington to Fairfax. What about Arlington to Toronto?
Yeah.
Or Fairfax to Montreal?
You hear of all those people who say, hey, if so-and-so gets elected, I'm out, right?
Now is the time where realtors copy and paste their favorite meme of, if you are leaving the country, I can get your house sold. Copy, paste, no originality. But if you are looking to move to Canada, Shawn, Realtor.com has an article out on what you actually have to do to make it realistic. Because it's easy to say on social media, I'm going to move, I don't like it, but it's a little bit harder to actually go through with it. And one of our company owners, I don't think it was because of anything having to do with any of the political reasons, but did move from the United States to Mexico, which is like, all right, between Canada and Mexico, like, have you been to Montreal in the winter? It's just like 4 feet of snow on the ground. I had to help a buddy move one time in college, and we're in Canada, in Montreal. We're carrying this mattress like 4 city blocks through snow. No fun. But one of our company owners actually moved to Mexico, is having meetings on the beach. He's living the dream.
For like, he's there for what, 6 months, 8? I don't know.
Is it
it's a year. It's a temporary thing, but
yeah.
But still, I mean, like, it's an amazing.
But what I learned and what you should know is you can't just move to Canada because you don't like the politics. According to Realtor.com, you actually have to have a legitimate reason to move to Canada because Canada does not admit political refugees from the United States. The word refugees has a certain connotation. I might have gone with another word, but I think it's fairly accurate because if you're a political refugee, you are escaping a country's government. And right. I think that is what the article is about.
That's crazy. And you never think about, we live in the United States and we feel like, hey, we could probably go anywhere pretty easily. But truthfully, think about it. How do you get there? You have to have probably a work visa or something, some job lined up. How else do you apply? I've never even thought about going to Canada. So what are those steps that you have to take to get there? I'm sure it's a lot more difficult than maybe coming into our country in some regards. They might keep that border tight. I don't really know.
I've said some negative things about Montreal. It's actually a beautiful city.
Gorgeous.
I've gone there in the summer. That is the time to go. Have you been to Canada, Montreal, any of the cities up there?
Montreal was gorgeous.
What city? Have you been to Toronto?
I have not been to Toronto. Toronto looks amazing. Montreal, it's so funny. When you cross that border into Canada and you see like French signs, you're like, you feel like you're in a different world. You're right across the border, and all of a sudden, driving up to Montreal, it's all French. It's crazy. It's so funny that we live in this little like secluded United States, but just right up to the north, they're speaking French, which is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, I think sometimes I imagine my life in Canada, and the cities that attract me. So I like Montreal. My French is terrible.
No,
it's so bad. I was just trying to think of the word for terrible, but I would just butcher it. So there's a lot of French influence, which I don't think I could manage. Toronto is kind of like a mini New York City.
Yeah.
However, it's the weather. It's just so dreary. It's gray. It's dull. The Maple Leafs always lose. I just don't think the city that interests me is Vancouver.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I've never been.
Really good things about Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm not with the dreary weather. I came from Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh every day was dreary. And now when I've lived in the DC area for 17, 18 years, and when the sun's out, I feel like I've got to be outside, because as a kid, when it was sunny, which was very few days, we'd be like, we got to be outside, So moving to a sunny place, you're like, man, you don't have to be outside all the time, but that mentality is like, man, when it's dreary, it brings you down. It brings you completely down.
Yeah.
So.
I think each Canadian city has that little something going for it. Like Toronto, like super cool downtown area, young streets. Vancouver, more outdoorsy. I haven't even mentioned Winnipeg or Edmonton, a little bit further north in Saskatchewan. Edmonton's in Alberta, but Saskatchewan. Then Calgary is like the Texas of Canada. So not into the rodeos in Calgary. However, I do like the Flames.
Really?
You can't get a Canadian citizenship immediately. Apparently, it takes a couple years and hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars to get permanent resident status. Dual citizenship is still years away. So it's possible, but the whole, wake up the day after the election, declare you're moving to Canada, and actually do it is nice for social media, a little bit more difficult in reality.
Yeah, truthfully, you're probably not going, so stick with it. Or go somewhere else, think about somewhere else. But yeah, I didn't realize you don't think about how complicated it might actually be to get there. Yeah. So, hey, just because you don't like what's going on presidency-wise doesn't mean you can move, my friends.
Yeah, a little bit of red
vote,
tape.
Right?
Yeah, a little bit of red tape, but everyone should definitely vote. Doesn't matter who you're voting for. Hopefully you've researched some issues, but definitely vote. Okay, so topic number 2, our good friend Eli Tucker. Shout out Eli Tucker, man. It's been a minute since we've seen Eli.
Really, yeah.
Just posts amazing articles online. His most recent article about the Arlington, Virginia, DC market is about smoking inside of condominium buildings. Now, for those of you that are aware or maybe are not aware, most condominiums, pretty much all condominiums, prohibit smoking in common areas. So, Shawn, obviously it's not 1985. You can't just smoke in the lobby of a building. You can't smoke in the hallways. You can't smoke at the pool legally. Those are all prohibited. But what about smoking cigarettes in your apartment? For the most part, that is allowed. That is not prohibited. Your neighbor could be a filthy chain smoker, and they could just stink up your whole floor. They could, stink up the ducts. You connected ductwork maybe. And so what Eli is talking about is that some condo buildings in the area have actually worked, with their condo board to ban smoking. Now, you might think, well, why don't they just ban it? That should be pretty easy. Well, actually, you have to get 2/3 majority of votes. And, some of these condo buildings have hundreds and hundreds of units, absentee owners overseas, owners, across the country, owners that do not participate in anything other than paying their condo dues monthly. So a lot harder. So Shawn, the condo smoking ban, it's starting to become a thing And maybe it's because you have younger buyers coming in and saying, why is this being allowed? Maybe you have people with allergies, people that are more sensitive. But what are your initial thoughts on banning smoking inside of condo buildings?
I have two thoughts on this. I mean, I could go either way. First off, if it was up to me, I would ban it because I think it's disgusting, right? The worst thing that you can do is smoke in your unit and then try to sell it. I just showed one yesterday. There's not many times when you walk into a condo and it smells like smoke. But yesterday, I went in. What's the first reaction we had? First one, it smells like smoke. There's no way, we're out. It's going to destroy your resale value. And what's it going to do to your neighbor's value? This stuff bleeds through walls. This is a common area living. This isn't like your own single home, right? And so you've got to be aware of your neighbors in all of these situations. If there's people running above you, you've got to, if it's wood construction, you're going to hear them, right? So the smoke is going to go through. So is your cooking and everything else. And think about that, the cooking as well. But smoking is a health hazard, right? And it's banned for areas for reasons. And I remember when I was younger and I was going to bars and you were allowed to smoke in the bars, I would come home and literally have to wash my hair after and just basically throw your clothes out, wash your hair. It's a disgusting thing. So in that regard, in the health and safety of other people and the resale value of condos, I would say ban it, right? And if you're starting a new condominium, a builder's building a new condominium, put that in the bylaws. Like, you're not allowed to smoke in your units. And you know what? If smokers want to go somewhere and start their own, go for it. But I can't stand it. Now, on the other side, I understand a person's rights and the right to do what you want in your own place that you've purchased. So I could be swayed that way. It's a really difficult issue, honestly.
Yeah, I would argue that the person smoking inside the unit does not care about the resale value. A lot of these people that are smoking inside the unit, they're probably going to leave the unit in a body bag. Like they've probably downsized, to put it bluntly, they probably downsized. They're probably, enjoying the rest of their life in their domicile. And they literally don't care about their neighbors. Now, is that stereotyping? Sure. But I think if you have the power and if you make the choice to smoke cigarettes inside of a shared space, essentially, then you've already displayed that you have a reckless abandonment for your neighbor's well-being.
And this brings up another point I was just thinking about. I had clients that lived over here, Gaslight Square, and there was a guy smoking weed all the time. I like smoking weed like all the time. And think about this, their bedroom backed to the living room wall of the other place. And she's like, that's all I smell is marijuana all day long. Think about you relaxing in your bed, chilling, and you're getting high. And they're an older couple and they're getting high from their neighbor. There has to be something done. And they tried to do something about it, and there was nothing that could be done.
What was the purchase price of your client's condo?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, $1 million.
So this isn't limited to a certain price point. This isn't limited to a certain style of smoking. Obviously, marijuana and vapes and maybe even hookah or whatever are becoming more popular. And you can make the argument, one is more potent, the other is more potent, one's strong. It's smoking, right?
Hey,
it's all smoking.
Meth labs are banned, right?
Yeah.
So they're banned for a reason. No.
And the argument for not smoking what if you said, let you just smoke on your balcony, it's fine. Well, there's this thing called wind and a thing called opening up your windows in the summer. And essentially you're still going to get the smoke into your balcony. And what happens, when that person, dumps their ashtray, or maybe not their ashtray, but their butt, and it lands on your balcony? You're going to be pretty pissed.
Yeah.
So what Eli goes on to say is that there are a few condos, 2, 4, 6, 7 condos throughout Arlington and DC, Alexandria, that have completely banned any type of smoking.
Wow, those are the 7?
Those are the 7, apparently.
I would think those are the 7 that still have it.
Yeah, no,
what I mean?
yeah, no, I can see that. But some condos are starting to ban it. hopefully more condos ban it in the future. Now, I just like you.
Yeah,
I'm all
I
for
concur.
personal rights. And, if you've been doing something for 30 years and then someone comes in and says you can no longer do that, you're going to be pretty ticked off. However, if what you're doing is causing a disturbance to your neighbor, well, then I think that neighbor has a valid point. It's the same thing if you had a dog that barked at 2 a.m. every single night and all of your neighbors heard it. Oh, well, I'm allowed to have a dog. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're allowed to have a dog so long as it doesn't disturb your neighbors. And right now, smoking is a huge disturbance to your neighbors. And so that is the reason that it's being spearheaded right now.
Absolutely.
Topic number 3, Shawn. 6 home upgrades buyers want in the COVID era. This is a article that comes to us just like the Canada article from Realtor.com. Now, obviously, we've heard through the grapevines and through working with clients what upgrades clients want, what upgrades buyers want. Do you want to take a stab at the first item on the list?
I'm going to say, I think what's hot right now is pools. People are looking for pools.
Pools.
Right? Because no one wants to be in the public situation, so they want to have their own oasis, basically. And so I think not only are people, there's a lot of movement from the condo to the single-family market, but usually pools are looked down upon, but I think they've changed in the public eye. Is that one of them?
That is kind of one of them. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
I don't know if Alex Trebek would give it to you if this were Jeopardy, but the first one on the list is to upgrade your outdoor space, and I would say a pool is a big upgrade, and they just have what looks to be like the best outdoor space. I see a fire pit, I see a hammock, I see a manicured lawn. Even pools are becoming more popular in areas where they weren't before. So there you go.
I'll tell you what, I just bought a new house and my outdoor area is lacking. And that's the first thing I'm going to do is hire a landscaper, a hardscape person, somebody to make this outdoor area really, really cool. Because, I mean, this is your space. This is the 8,000 square feet that you own in that lot, and you better make it cool, right?
Blow it out. Number 2 on the list.
Number two, let's see. I have no idea, to be honest.
How about a home office?
How
about a functional home office or classroom? When we tour these new construction homes, you walk in and immediately, like on your left or your right, it's like, oh, that'd be a good place for an office. And, maybe people use it as an office. I'm talking about like 2014, 2015, or maybe they use it as a playroom or something else. Now the questions are, okay, where am I going to put my office?
That's right. Yeah.
Where are you going to put your office?
As soon as you walk in the door, to the left, there's my home office. So I've got the new doors, and the other thing you got to think about is your internet connections and making sure that it's up to speed as well.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of increasing whatever the internet options are. Go for that gold package.
Well, and not only that, I learned from one of my clients. He's probably watching this, but access points instead of Wi-Fi extenders in your house. If you have Ethernet cables that are going to different rooms, you put access points. So it's not pushing your Wi-Fi as it gets weaker. It's actually projecting your Wi-Fi from different points.
Smart. I need someone from Best Buy to just
come
by.
Man. I don't know what I'm talking
tell
about.
me
I'm
what
just
to
repeating,
do.
So.
Number 3 on the list is to add a separation of space. So open floor plans. Millennials love it, right? Everything open. And now that both partners are on Zoom calls and speaker phones and AirPods and dogs running around, open spaces may not be all the rage. So definitely want a separation of space.
Different levels. Gotta work on different levels. Think about that. Yeah, my daughter is going to school. She goes back in the back sunroom. I'm working in the front of the thing. So yeah, it's completely separate.
Number 4, add a space for a home gym. I absolutely love this one because you see the home gym option in new construction basements all the time, whether or not the homeowner actually utilizes it for a home gym or just kind of has it as storage. But we all saw, in March till July when all the gyms closed down, how imperative it was to have a gym.
And it's so easy. And, I'm going to make this awesome gym right off our master in one of the sunrooms. And it's going to be beautiful, but it probably will never be used. But it'll be there, honestly, I'm going to start using it. I got to...
Invite me over. I'd love to break in the Iron Paradise with you.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be sweet.
Number 5, give your in-law suite a makeover. So if you have a guest house, who is this article geared towards?
If you have
a guest house, this can be an attractive feature. So for all you people that have your second homes and your guest houses, give your in-law suite a makeover. Shawn, do you have a guest house on your property?
I do not have a guest house. No.
Wow. What are you even doing with your life?
I guess I'm in the wrong area. We should move.
I think what they're referring to is an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. So if you were bringing an elderly family member, if you had a granny flat above a garage or something like that, maybe that has been stale. Time to spruce it up a little bit. Number 6, speaking of sprucing up, spruce up the laundry room. Shawn, I don't know about you. My washing machine, my dryer, they're running nonstop, just all day, constantly.
Yep.
Dishwasher, always going. So how's your, since you just bought a house, how's your laundry? Do you even have laundry right now?
If you're thinking about upgrading your laundry, think again, because this stuff is taking a long time. I'll give you my laundry story right now. We ordered about 6 weeks ago brand new washer and dryers. They're sweet, right? Finally, after delay, my wife calling this store, calling Lowe's and saying, hey, can you just deliver us from one store and this store? Because if they're not at the same store, they're not shipping it. So they have to have it. So it was this whole thing. We had to cancel the order, then redo the order and everything. Finally, this morning, guess what showed up? Just the dryer.
Just the dryer?
Just the dryer.
Where's the washer?
Just the dryer. The washer is in Bowie, Maryland.
Okay.
We found one there, so we actually had to cancel again today the washer and rebuy it out in Bowie. But now here's what happened. This beautiful dryer is delivered. I'm like, awesome, can I use it? He's like, yeah. I throw my sheets in there, start drying them because they were, and it was making a weird noise. Chink, 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 chink. I'm like, is that normal? He's like, no, that's not normal. Now we got to take the dryer back.
Oh, no.
And wait for another one. So it's hell to try to get appliances out there. If you can find something in the store right now, buy it, take it, and leave. Because if you're waiting for appliances, you will wait and wait and wait. And they have backlogs. We've talked to them so many times. There are so many appliance backlogs. So think twice now before you upgrade.
Do you have a dedicated laundry room? You got space? You got maybe like a table or a sink or something?
Yeah, it's not quite set up. We just moved in on yesterday, 2 days ago. We have a little sink and then the washer dryer in its separate room. And it's definitely nice to have separation. And it's on the level of the sleeping level, right? Your bedroom level, which is really nice. No one wants to go down into the basement to do laundry anymore. That's an old school kind of thing. So if you can upgrade, that's a really good thing to think about. If you can upgrade your laundry to the top level or the bedroom level, that's where you want it.
The basement used to be a thing, right?
It used to be a thing, yeah.
What was that? They didn't want the noise on the top level?
I guess so. And,
pipes?
It's funny, me growing up in Pittsburgh, we grew up with a laundry chute. So, we would just shove the stuff right down the thing, bam, right down it. It was awesome. It would go right down a chute into the basement.
Yeah.
And then, my mom would just sit there and slave away all day long.
Yeah.
5 kids and, those things are running. So think about upgrading that. Don't find those appliances that are in stock right now because COVID has really squashed that, and think about putting it on that second level.
Yeah, come to think of it, when you're, especially for townhouses, you got a small 3-level townhouse, maybe even a 4-level with the loft. Man, if that laundry's in the basement, that's a lot of stairs.
Trip,
I just turned 30, but you tell me I got to do 4 flights of stairs for laundry. You forget something down there.
Oh yeah,
that's a hassle.
I'll tell you what. I just moved into a house that has 3 levels.
Mm-hmm.
4 levels, but we don't use the basement. But 3 levels, and I've always lived. My last house was 2 levels, and I rarely went downstairs. So it was my legs, man. I'm like, did I do the right thing here? Oh, well, whatever.
No turning back.
No turning back
Shawn,
now.
On your new house,
yes.
It sounds like you've spruced up your laundry room. It sounds like you have separation. You're gonna have a gym. you're gonna, deck out that backyard. Maybe not literally, but you're going to make the backyard pretty sweet, and you got your home office. So you are,
thank the Lord,
you are making your upgrades the way you want them.
Yeah, and now it's just the moving hell. I mean, we put our clients through this all the time. We don't think about the hell that we put them through after or during that move. My stuff has been sitting in storage for 4 months, and these boxes were labeled like, very, obscurely. And so now we're like, what is in this box? Where do we tell them to put it? Yeah. And now we're going through boxes like, what do we need this stuff for? Yeah. Purge before you move. Throw it away. You don't need it. You're going to want new furniture anyways whenever you move. I do. I'm looking at my furniture now. I'm like, this sucks. Get rid of it. Anyways. What do you do, Matt?
Wise words from Mr. Battle. So there you have it, guys. Another episode of the Shawn and Matt Show. Would love to hear your comments in the comment section below if you're moving to Canada. No one ever moves to Canada. Maybe I just don't have enough friends. Maybe I just don't know enough people, but seems to be a gut reaction.
Hey, real quick, I want to say shout out to Chelsea.
Chelsea,
where Chelsea? I moved from.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
Chelsea.
So I moved from that short term. I'm not going to mention it, but short term place. And Chelsea was amazing. Any problems I had, she took care of it. She just got her license, and she's going to be practicing out in Loudoun County. So good luck.
Good job, Chelsea. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Take care.